If I remember correctly, her dad made fun of her for flopping. You know Benzino, that dude with the weird shaped head? Hold on, bro. I hate that I named my channel Kenzino, because I promise you it was not based off of this funky looking nigga. This nigga looked like an exclusive Roblox character skin. Like, how? This is insane work, bro. His head don't match his body, bro. like, dude, don't this look digitally altered? If you were to tell me this was photoshopped and his head really isn't this big, I would believe you, bro. Somehow he made her.
Racist against rappers, they all look the same to him. They used to beg him not to egg him on Halloween. He told him holler back with the suede pumas, dollar green. Nah, I mean, heated up till the temperature tarball. Y'all just gawk like gargoyle.
One thing you gotta understand about the rap community, right? If you ever drop a flop, niggas are not gonna let you, like, live it down. You might as well kiss the rest of your career goodbye if you ever drop, like, a huge flop. Okay, I've seen people say niggas have gone triple plastic, triple cardboard, triple paper. If it were me, somebody gotta die. Hip hop's biggest flops. This man, Louaista, spit.
Albums are where rappers get to show us who they really are. But unfortunately for a lot of hip-hop stars, it's becoming increasingly common for them to discover that when they try to put out a full body of work, the fan base isn't listening.
What? He only sold 4,000 copies in the first week? I ain't gonna lie. I liked that song Letterman. I know it did that bad, Jesus.
Whether they've lost their buzz or hip-hop's ADD afflicted audience have simply moved on to the next thing that's popping,
attention spans are... Whoa. Attention spans have been ruined. Have you noticed how popular YouTube shorts have gotten? I'm just saying, if TikTok ever goes pooey, YouTube finna swoop in. YouTube finna go crazy with them shorts.
Or hip-hop's ADD afflicted audience have simply moved on to the next thing that's popping. It's become all too common for an artist who once
that was Coil Ray's freaky ass.
Seemed like they were about to make a big splash on the billboards, end up struggling on the charts, or not even.
Boy, if I remember correctly, her dad made fun of her for flopping. You know Benzino, that dude with the weird shaped head? Hold on, bro. I hate that I named my channel Kenzino, because I promise you it was not based off of this funky looking nigga. This nigga looked like an exclusive Roblox character skin. His head don't match his body, bro. like, dude, if you were to tell me this was photoshopped and his head really isn't this big, I would believe you, bro.
Making it there at all. To make matters worse, the extreme lengths that rappers go to in an attempt to prove that they haven't fallen off often end up digging themselves even deeper into the hole.
Sometimes you just got to accept it. You really do. Like, trying to fight against it, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Sometimes you just gotta let niggas run their mouths. Ain't nothing you can do. Literally hopping on live, trying to say, man, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. It's gonna make niggas clown you even more, bro.
It's your boy Louaista, and today we're diving
I called him Louisiana. That's insane. I apologize, Louaista.
Into some of hip-hop's biggest flops, along with the downright cringeworthy responses from the rappers themselves.
Bro, I'm telling you, dude. Boy, if I had became a rapper and I fell off, I would just own it. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. Like with Smoke Perp, when he had did one of his concerts, and I think only like 18 people showed up or something, and he like walked out of it, I would have did that. I would have finished that performance, bro.
So let's start with a young man whose attempts to escape the genre's shadows majorly backfired on him. When Tommy Richmond first emerged with his viral TikTok hit $1 Million Baby,
good song but got overplayed.
It kind of felt like it had come out of nowhere, but the truth was that he had been on his grind for years beforehand.
Really? after I had like, cause when I heard $1 Million Baby, I ain't gonna lie, I immediately checked out his catalog. That man was dropping music with Brent Faiyaz like for a while.
Releasing singles as far back as 2019, the classically trained singer had tried his hand at everything. Although, it was the woozy, dirty South sound of $1 Million Baby that stuck, and landed him a platinum-selling #1 record in several countries.
That's insane.
He would have had the #1 spot in America as well, if it wasn't for a little beef between Kendrick and Drake. Yet, that's not how—
Oh yeah. Wow. $1 Million Baby really did drop during the beef. Yo, that beef honestly had the game shook for a minute. Because Drake and Kendrick are like super common in a lot of people's top fives. Bro, that was insane. I had made a TikTok talking about I feel bad for the people who try to drop during the Kendrick and Drake beef. I think Chris Brown had dropped a diss track on Quavo. Man, that went under the rug. And Chris was talking in that mug. But he was talking at the same time as Kendrick. And that don't ever go well for nobody.
How the Virginia-based artist saw it going down. Instead, the young man who signed to Brent Faiyaz's label ISO Supremacy figured that he would blow up from the album that he was prepping at that time.
See, the thing, it just bothers me that he just don't look like how he sings. You know what I'm saying? To me personally, his face don't match his voice at all. Like this look like a dude you would see in like the IT department. You know what I'm saying? Like he looked like a regular dude.
It's really not how I imagined it. I really thought that like I was gonna put out this album and that's how I was gonna blow up off of, oh, have you heard this album by this guy? Like
body of work.
Yeah, this body of work. And I mean, I used to like really not like posting on TikTok. I posted on TikTok throughout like 2021 for like off and on for 3 years. But I was just like, all right, let me just.
This is what I'm saying, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This is my first time hearing him speak like normally. I was talking about his singing voice. This voice. Hold on.
I posted on TikTok throughout like 2021 for like off and on for 3 years. But I was just like, all right, let me just post like 4 times a day.
Yeah.
Damn. TikTok does reward like frequency. Yeah, his voice don't match his face.
For like off and on for 3 years, but I was just like, all right, let me just post like 4 times a day.
Yeah.
Post over and over again, and we made that song like a week before in one post, and the craziest thing is that like I work with like a good team. These people post like an independent label, and they do a lot of cool stuff. And bro, we post that, and it's like there's no marketing behind that, there's no money behind that at all. It's just like it's
clicks.
It's really literally just algorithms, bro. Algorithms control everybody's online career. I'm telling you. And yeah, I remember because like I seen like 5 TikToks from dude, like whenever he was like teasing $1 Million Baby. The snippet, because the thing about it is the snippet went viral. And usually when the snippet of the song go viral, usually the song itself is ass. But he dropped the actual song and people was like, yo, this song actually live up to the snippet. Like, and I think that was like the perfect combination to make it really explode. Plus with the viral nature of TikTok itself, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, usually the snippet is way better than the full length song. So when he had a viral snippet and the song itself was good, that was like a perfect chemical reaction.
One big organic moment, and it literally caught fire. They're making jokes on Twitter, and it's like the Twitter jokes went crazy, and yeah, it just took a life of its own, and shit changed our lives overnight, bro.
The project in question, titled Coyote, is his second full-length album and arrived after he had already hit it big with $1 Million Baby, alongside its relatively successful follow-up, Devil Is a Lie. And in interviews,
I didn't like Devil Is a Lie that much.
He had grand ambitions for the record and made it out like it was about to be a classic.
December of last year.
Wow.
It's been working on this shit.
Yeah.
And like even before like the songs that went crazy, we've had this body of work that we really believe in, trying to like execute this concept we've had for so long. And I don't know, man, really trying to like build the world, because I feel like we've like a lot of people lost touch with just like building out characters, building out worlds. And
You're right on time. You're right on time.
However, it was
I'm not gonna lie though, I liked the album. Like, I did like the album.
unfortunately anything but that. Alongside getting pretty average to negative reviews, the project also went on to sell just 3,400 copies in its first week.
Like, that's insane, bro.
Immediately, people were pretty baffled how it could have
30 million listeners on Spotify, less than 4K in sales. Yo, yeah, I can already tell niggas was about to get on his ass crazy. That's the worst tweet a rapper wants to see.
But what probably didn't help is that in the lead up to the project's release, he took a leaf out of Post Malone's book and declared he wasn't a hip hop artist.
See, I didn't know he did that. That's what? What are you, country? Like, what are we talking about, bro? You had got the most love from the hip hop community. Okay, bro.
Traditionally, this is a move which some white artists make, and it historically doesn't go over well, especially if you clearly garner success by piggybacking on hip hop.
Post Malone, I ain't gonna lie, when he disavowed hip hop, bro, that did piss me off. Genuinely pissed me off. But I ain't gonna hate on him. You know, he's been doing his own thing. He's staying in his own lane. He's actually succeeded in his career away from the genre. You know, I feel like he could have still went down that road and still had the support of the hip hop community, you know, behind him, if he didn't like disavow it. Him and Billie Eilish, I don't know what it is with people, and obviously being inspired by hip hop and then disavowing it, like, that's insane. I didn't know Tommy did that. Like, Tommy, that was stupid. I'm just gonna be real with you, bro.
Culture. Sure enough, this time was no exception.
Now is not the right time for I'm not a hip-hop artist. I have no problem with I'm not just a hip-hop artist, or I'm much more than just a hip-hop artist.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Hip-hop is so inclusive. It's like, I'm being so for real, bro. The hip-hop world is so inclusive. You can come from any genre and you can take a swing at hip-hop, and niggas will give it, you're gonna get pushback on it probably at first, but there will be people who will listen to it. You know what I'm saying? And who will give it an actual genuine chance. The hip-hop community has branched out into so many different genres. I don't understand why it is that you start out in hip-hop, and then when you want to move to a new genre, instead of bringing the hip-hop with you to the new genre on top of the fans from that genre, you just say, I'm good on y'all, bro, I'm gonna go over here now. Like, you don't have to do that. I don't know what these people are on, bro.
Shut the fuck up and enjoy your wave. You don't have to address what you are to nobody.
Yeah, why are you even tweeting?
What are we talking about?
Why are you even tweeting? All you gotta do, you got the easiest job in the world, Tommy Richmond. Shut the fuck up.
So no matter how much,
literally, bro, if you just I don't understand how it is that people don't look at some of the legends of hip hop and see how they literally just shut up and just drop heat. There's so many artists that just keep their mouth shut and just drop heat. That's all they're focused on doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a social media star on top of being a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be that. You don't have to be an influencer on top of being an artist. But everybody wants every piece of the pie, I guess.
He backpedaled, it still couldn't salvage the opinion of him for a lot of people. The reason being that it immediately portrays the artist's ungratefulness for the success they've got by taking from the genre without really putting much effort to give back.
You're pretty much, once you do that, you're pretty much on your own, because we don't play around like that. You know what I'm saying? Post Malone and Billie Eilish were able to get away with it because they could still drop objectively good music. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I guess people, you can't disavow hip hop and then drop an album that's still kind of in the area of hip hop.
He didn't have to say anything, could have just locked and said nothing. It makes him sound ungrateful for the push he got off the backing of hip hop.
Just look at Yeet, bro. Just look at Yeet. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say.
When people show you who they are, believe them. Although Coyote was undoubtedly a huge flop, you could argue that he deserves some kudos for not manufacturing numbers by adding $1 Million Baby and Devil Is a Lie onto the track listing just to boost streams.
Yeah.
But even that has divided opinion. At least he didn't add his 2 hits on the album, so props to him. That's an L. His only decent songs aren't on the record, LOL.
These niggas.
Failing to chart on Billboard.
I mean, if he did, I don't think I would be mad at it, you know. Like, as long as it doesn't get found out that the streams of those songs are faked or botted, I don't care if he kind of uses them to pump up the other albums, because, like, I mean, he earned those listens on his own. I think he can do what he wants with those numbers for a time, you know.
Billboard's Hot 100, this would have fallen way below what he likely projected based on the attention he garnered. And
damn.
If he's lucky, he'll get another chance to overcome it and find real success. But as Coi Leray's journey tells us, that doesn't always come easy, even with repeated attempts.
I ain't gonna lie, Coi Leray doesn't deserve. Don't get me wrong. Coi Leray, a lot of her raps are straight dog feces, but she definitely got way too much hate. Like, niggas was kind of OD on her, I'm not gonna lie.
Leray's journey tells us that doesn't always come easy, even with repeated attempts. Exploding onto the scene in 2019, Coi Leray had many identities within hip-hop in a short space of time. She tried every flow in the book to varying effect, but it was No More Parties alongside the remix with Durkio, which pushed her to fame after it popped off on TikTok. In this respect, she was actually kind of a pioneer.
We dropped No More.
She was a really big TikTok artist for a while. Like, every song she dropped, like, she went on a run. Like, no matter what you want to say about Coi Leray, technically speaking, bro, she went on a run on TikTok, bro, on TikTok. But unfortunately, it's very hard to break out of being labeled as a TikTok artist, because niggas will not take you seriously. They'll be like, yeah, it's a fun TikTok sound. Like, remember when she dropped "It's Me and My Twin and Them"? Like, ain't nobody bumping that in their car. Come on, bro. But they'll dance to that on TikTok.
Our parties on an off day, Wednesday. And, you know, I took advantage of the TikTok and all of that. And at that moment, everybody tried to shit on me. It was like, oh, you're a TikTok artist.
I literally just said that, bro. Come on now.
And this other stuff. And I was like, man, listen, little yeah, I know you. All right. Listen, all right.
You can't. Sometimes you just can't win, bro. You literally just can't win sometimes.
You knew something different. You was like, okay.
I didn't give a fuck. Once I knew that the TikTok drove streams, I'm about my money and I'm about strategy. I don't have no time to have pride and ego on people that's gonna be like, oh, you're a TikTok artist, standing third. Cool, if you don't appreciate the music and you hating because you can't do it the way I did, then that's cool. But check the numbers out, because TikTok is helping me go crazy, and as you can see now, everybody's on TikTok.
But while she had...
She got it right, it's just, she didn't have, I feel like personally, she didn't have like a second step to that plan. Yeah, you can go crazy on TikTok, but like, where you gonna go from there? Because you can't just ride off of TikTok alone. You know, you gotta go and you gotta, if you ride the TikTok wave, bro, you gotta be ready to make a drastic change to really break out the mold. Like, look at Yeet, bro. Every album this man has dropped, you know, people were calling him a TikTok artist too. They was on his whole neck, right? Dude switched up his sound. He experimented. He really just locked in and just focused on the music. So regardless of what you say, he ain't stuck in one cycle. I feel like Coi Leray found the method but didn't finish the plan for it or whatever.
Eyes on her, she was fighting an uphill battle after becoming a meme following her dismal performance in the XXL freshman.
That
freestyle.
You get money, yeah, we go get money, yeah, bitch, you go get money, let's go. We got the money.
Somebody said she had started twerking as a self-defense mechanism. They said she knew she was bombing, so she started twerking as a self-defense mechanism.
Coi Leray twerking as if her freestyle wasn't ass enough. Plus, let's not forget that she's the daughter of Benzino, a man
Benzino, oh my brother.
and that Eminem reduced to nothing short of a punchline long ago. And as much as she tried to outrun it, the shadow still lingers. Somehow, Coi managed to keep pushing, and in 2022, she dropped her album Trendsetter via Uptown and Republic Records. And
I like how he had to blur it.
it's fair to say that in the lead up to the project, she put a lot of work into it.
How many songs do you record?
I've recorded like over 300 songs within these 3 years.
Damn.
I swear.
An all-star affair with features from Nicki Minaj, Fabio Foreign, Polo G, and others, all signs suggested that she might have had a hit on her hands. And Coi even cockily claimed a chart topper was on the way.
I know album on the way. We getting it this year, next year. What we thinking?
You're getting the album next year for sure. I've never dropped the album, so keep in mind I'm fresh off tour with no album, on Rolling Loud with no album. When I do drop it, it will be #1 everywhere, like, and I can't wait.
But it's fair to say that this
But why she can't? See, this is the thing about the hip hop community, bro. They do not care, bro. They will, once they get on your ass, bro, they are on your ass.
comment came back to bite her on the other end. Debuting with just 11,000 first week sales and a peak performance
Still more than Tommy Richmond, bro. Let that sink in.
of 89 on the Billboard chart, the record's release was disastrous when you consider the expectations she had for it. It got so bad that even Benzino trolled his own daughter
That's what I was saying, bro.
over the project's lackluster performance.
Someone said Eminem, he added again. Eminem, he added again. I'm telling you, bro, the hip hop community is ruthless.
Once it was all said and done, however, Coi went on the defensive and suggested that the numbers were irrelevant.
When I dropped my debut album, Trendsetter, everybody was like, yo, 11K, 11K, 11K. You know, I guess like academics and everybody was like, you know, posting, doing whatever they got.
At first, they were trying to say 9K. I remember that. I remember that specifically. Niggas was trying to say 9K. Like, people were wanting her album to flop. So when it did flop, oh my God, I'm telling you, bro, they had a field day on Twitter, bro. I don't even know, bro. If this had caused her to spiral for a little bit, I would understand. I think now she's just a model for real.
Gotta do, right? But it doesn't bother me because I think about it. I've been got nominated like over 6 times for so many different things. I've already been on Billboard, you know what I'm saying, from No More Parties and Big Purr and the remix, like the original, and with Dirk. Shout out to Lil Durk.
Hello.
And just with twinning them, and you know, I done performed at every festival stage. So I feel like a lot of people expected so much from me, and they really didn't even look at all the things that I've accomplished without the album. You know what I'm saying?
See, the thing is, you can say all that, but at the end of the day, you know, the people are going to like what they like. The people are going to tell you how it is and how it ain't. Sometimes it's just not going to be no logic, no rhyme or reason to it. You know what I mean? There's so many talented people who just for some reason have not blown up yet. There's no rhyme or reason. There's people who've put in the dedication, who have built the skills, who drop good music, and they will never blow up in their entire careers. Why? All of the pieces are there. Why is no one checking them out? It's not no rhyme or reason to it, bro. Sometimes you just gotta hope you strike gold with it.
I'm saying, so I feel like, and even then, if you look at the numbers, like 11.5K is equal to over 300,000 streams within like 3 days.
See, and the issue is, you say that, you can say that, but niggas is not gonna see it like that, bro. They are not gonna see it like that.
Undeterred, Coi got right back into the studio, using as many nostalgic samples as she could. A track which borrowed the beat from Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Fives' The Message. The successive players suggested that she might have had more luck this time around, as it provided her with her first real hit on the charts. And in the lead up to dropping her sophomore album, Coi, she claimed
I don't think I heard this song, Players. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was. I had no idea that was Koi that made that song.
It's a real hit on the charts. And in the lead up to dropping her sophomore album, Koi, she claimed it was her most personal record.
I don't know, I'm getting in depth. Like, I feel like I have to tap every subject. I go through so much, I always write through experience. So whether it's about relationships, love, you know, with Man's World, I get very vulnerable. I feel like, you know, it's not, I wouldn't say it's a letter to my dad, but it's more like an open journal. And just, you know, instead of social media and things like that, like I really, you know, it's about putting it in the music. So I did that with Man's World, and even with Bitch Girl, like I'm talking my shit.
Once again, even with a big
I mean, you can say that, but like, you know, what does the audience say, you know?
Single and a supporting cast which included EDM kingpin David Guetta, the project performed even worse than its predecessor. When Trendsetter
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard a couple of the songs off of Trendsetter. I didn't even know she had a sophomore album, bro. I am not gonna lie, I didn't know she dropped a second album.
Didn't exactly reach the highest heights of the billboards. Koi only moved 10,000 in its first week, not even cracking the top 100. Still, she did what she could in an attempt to put a positive spin on it. Grateful to have an album on the top 200 for my first week of my album release again. This time with 3 hits on the Billboard Hot 100. Whoa, I'm super proud of myself. Bigger and better year every time. Keep streaming #Koi. It's an amazing project. She wasn't the only one who was shocked, and rappers like Boosie Badass also couldn't believe it. Coi Leray should have sold at least 100K in the first week. Nobody recent got more hits than her. Either this shit is rigged, or celebrity kids just get hated on when it's time to swipe.
I swear on everything, bro. I had no idea about this album. I don't know how it flew under my radar, bro. And I don't be on Twitter like that, so I don't be seeing, I don't be seeing all these tweets.
My family is going through the same shit. We ain't stopping though, believe that. At just 27 years of age, Coi still has plenty of time to try and get an
I didn't know she was 27.
elusive hit album. But what happens when you bet your career on big numbers and still fail? Well, look no further than the difficulty Tusi is facing at the moment. A multi-talented artist with the capacity to sing and rap with equal skill.
Tusi came and went, bro. And I'm not gonna act like I know what happened, but I'm pretty. It might have been Tusi, it might have been Gold Link, one of those two. Somebody has said something stupid and got clowned on so hard that people just literally stopped taking their music seriously. It was either Tusi or it was like Gold Link, that dude that was on Crew with Brent Faiyaz.
This New York artist has been doing his thing since 2017 and quietly became a star. And at times, he has found success. His debut project, Poetic Pain, sold 30K in its first week, while 2023's Najor went gold despite peaking at number 19. But even though he's doing better than many people, Tusi was unhappy with his place in the industry. In various online rants, he maintained that the profit margins aren't where he wanted them to be.
Rap ain't where it used to be. Sales ain't selling no more. Fucking, like, motherfuckers is not buying tickets like that no more to come to them concerts. Like, you feel me? The economy fucked up. Like, what? And these people want you to hold music? This shit fucked up out here.
It is, but, unfortunately, you can't really, go around saying that as like an artist, because it's gonna make people think you just complaining for real. They're not gonna really listen to what you're saying.
I do rap.
Feeling like he wasn't getting what he wanted out of the game, he needed a Hail Mary to put him back on everyone's radar. And as a result, he made a bold statement to his public ahead of the release of his new project titled Jaded.
Put it on my life. If my project don't at least do 20,000, I will quit rapping. Y'all got my word. I quit rapping.
Why would you make this bet, bro? Why would you do this? Because the internet niggas are so weird that there will be literal groups who will get together and make sure nobody listens to the album.
I'll go get some other way.
With this, he had put it all on the line and it was make or break. But unfortunately, this didn't pan out the way that he wanted it to, with the album selling only 17K in its first week.
Oh, nah, bro.
Ouch. Since then, he has been understandably trolled.
His album Jaded has debuted at number 50 on this week's Billboard 200 album list, and it only sold 16K. Holy, now
it's a wrap when Ack gets on you, bro. When Ack can start clowning on you, bro. Yeah, nigga, you gotta pack it up, bro. You gotta pack it up.
Keep in mind, everybody's selling around 20K. I wouldn't even make no mention of it. It wouldn't even be a big deal. But Tusi himself came online. Nobody told him to do this.
Yeah.
Nobody asked him. Nobody challenged him. But he came out of his own ego, his own arrogance, and he volunteered this, chat.
But rather than be a man of his word, Tusi has immediately tried to walk back his daring claim. Now, he says the intention was to get the record company to help him promote the project.
I saw something.
All right, bro.
You had said that if you didn't sell a certain amount of records with this album, you were going to quit.
Facts.
You're not serious about that.
No, I'm not. No.
Okay, good. Because I'm like, dude, first of all.
Nah, I just wanted to light a fire on my label ass.
Yeah, go buy the fucking album.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Just wanted to light a fire on my label ass.
But at the end of the day.
Oh, brother, bro. Oh, brother.
He just made himself look pretty untrustworthy considering how badly his publicity stunt had backfired.
Yeah.
Basically, he played himself. Because if he hadn't made a big deal out of aiming for 20,000 plus, then 17K would have been a respectful outing. Particularly when you consider what other artists who popped off and
Ooh, this about to be hard to watch, bro. Smoke Perp. It's not the fact that he flopped, that he fell off as hard as he did. It's the fact that he refused to accept it, and he was fighting against it, bro.
The SoundCloud era have experienced. Just look at the horrifying downfall.
This is I know what to see this
of Smoke Perp and the flops it's led to. Among the biggest stars to emerge from that
this was a good I Love Audi
cloud rap wave that took over the entire internet. The Florida native was a producer and rapper who seemed to have a whole host of potential. At one point, it was even reported that he was scouted by Travis Scott to sign with Cactus Jack.
I'll be real, bro. I'll be honest. It's well documented why Lil Pump failed. I don't really understand why Smoke Perp failed. Mainly cause I don't know. I liked a couple of his songs, but I wasn't really watching them for real, you know.
Basically, I already fucked with Travis Scott, like his music. And then one day he just posted he didn't even post a video. He was on Instagram Live, like just listening to my music. And then people just started tagging me and I saw it. And I just, I hit him. I'm like, yo, I really fuck with your shit. And then, he told me like it was like the same thing, like he really fucked with my shit. And then we just linked from there. We were just cool from there on.
After tracks like Audi and Nephew racked up platinum plaques, Smoke Perp looked to be capable of ascending to the upper reaches of the charts when he finally dropped his debut album. Particularly when his mixtape Dead Star 2 landed.
And that album cover do go hard. Like that album cover go hard. I'm not gonna hold you.
At number 42. But its studio album sequel, Dead Star 2, didn't meet expectations.
I think it sold under like 3K, bro. It definitely sold under 5K.
Nor did it recoup on the investment that he and the record company put into it. When asked how many songs he recorded for the album, he responded, maybe like 500, 1,000. My manager just told me 800. Producer Apex Martin can vouch for me. I don't do anything but go to the studio. My label was getting mad at me. I wasted $2 million recording Dead Star 2. Peaking at number 137, it was a project which should have signified to Perp that if he had to go back into the lab and finish a fresh new sound, that would help him to evolve. But instead, he pushed forward and dropped Florida Jit less than 7 months later. Here's where the real credibility damaging.
Hold on, what was the album sales of Dead Star 2? Golly, bro. What? Nobody knows how much it sold first week. First week sales 5,000. Jesus.
Flop came. His 4 million followers only translated to 4,000 first week units, while even features from the likes of Jack Harlow, Denzel Curry, and Rick Ross couldn't.
He had what?
Help matters. Some fans blamed this failure on his refusal to really advertise it. Just checked on his Insta and there is zero promo on there except for the cover art. But at that time, it's not unfeasible that Perp likely presumed his name alone was enough to sell the project. Since then,
yeah, no, bro. I don't know why he assumed that.
He's never been able to recover, getting clowned online for half-empty shows in the
Oh my gosh, bro.
Process.
That's what's this?
Half-empty shows in the process.
Look at this dude. He's like, wow.
In essence, this meant that he fulfilled the 1985 prophecy that was laid out by J. Cole, which said what was coming for the brash young SoundCloud kids.
That ain't true.
That's what stings the most, bro. That's definitely gotta sting the most for them.
Kids that's listening gonna grow up and get too old for that shit that made you blow up. Now your shows looking light cause they don't show up, which unfortunately means the money slow up.
But he's not the only one. In fact, the man who once dropped a track declaring,
oh yeah, bro, this I don't even gotta say nothing, bro. This is like come on, bro.
Fuck J. Cole and led to 1985's creation entirely has had a similarly painful fate. A longtime friend of Smoke Perp, Lil Pump became the brash poster child of his era for a little
He was so
while.
I don't know what the hell was going on with his face.
And led to 1985's creation entirely has had a similarly painful fate. A longtime friend of Smoke
I don't know why he dyed his eyebrows, bro.
Perp, Lil Pump became the brash poster child of his era for a little while. With tracks like D-Rose and Gucci Gang, as well as collaborating with Kanye West on I Love It, Pump seemed to have the world rocking with his
Gucci Gang. I ain't gonna lie, the Gucci Gang video was fire.
His drip-heavy, drug-infused approach to rap. His self-titled debut album sold 45K in its first week.
What? I didn't know it did that. That's crazy.
While its follow-up, Harvard Dropout, sold 48,000 units too. And
what?
Suggested he was heading towards those high sales figures that rappers envy. But
people were saying he was falling off by the time he dropped Harvard Dropout.
Things swerved way off course. Over time, his formula started grating on people, and a rebrand as a Trump supporter probably didn't help.
Yeah, that was
MAGA 2020. Don't forget that.
Don't forget that.
Don't forget that. And do not vote for Sleepy Joe at all.
So by the time he
oh brother, this was the story behind this was so stupid, bro. They said Pump was required to drop another album because of his deal, so he just got up with Ronnie J and he just made a bunch of songs, and they literally didn't even bother to name the album. they literally didn't even bother to name the album. Like this thing was not mixed at all, bro. This album was doo-doo, bro. Even the cover art is dookie.
He dropped No Name with Ronnie J, the world had already decided he was irrelevant.
Yeah.
Now, he was looking like a cautionary tale. The way Pump's career nosedived is insane. He was for sure a SoundCloud forerunner. He's like 6'9", rich and irrelevant.
Yeah, that's insane.
Surprisingly,
and speaking of 6'9",
he still didn't take the hint. In 2023, he tried to make a comeback with Lil Pump 2, but this time, it didn't even make the charts, likely selling around 40,000 less than the first one.
Jesus.
To top it off, the music got roasted by critics.
But now we're learning this lesson even harder.
The cover of this was hard. That's a hard cover. Like, let's not cap about that.
Harder this time around. And that,
oh yeah, this was literally, I don't know what he was doing on that album, bro.
That is whatever youthful energy and sort of punchy, direct approach that he had on the debut Lil Pump tape, that is gone, and hearing him try to alter it or grow it or advance it in some way is just not working. And yeah, it's just still not working. And on top of that, as he attempts to do other things, things other than, you know, what he sort of broke on the scene doing, he tries and he fails utterly because he is just a really one-trick pony who doesn't really have the capability to do anything else musically other than, you know, walk in there like a boss. Ooh, which, I mean,
yo, Fantano was cooking this man crispy, bro. I didn't know he said all this. Yo, all I was gonna say is Lil Pump was just way too hard-headed, and he refused to change his music, his style. He refused to stop doing his stupid little Instagram shenanigans because he didn't want to accept the fact that people were growing up and people were getting tired of it. And he didn't, I don't know. And then I think on this album, he realized what he had really done to his career, and he tried to change a different route. You know, Lil Yachty had dropped that rock album and went crazy. I don't know what this nigga was on. This man must have ate another Xan birthday cake when he made this album.
Song's a banger.
Now, it felt like everything Cole had said has since been true, but still, to this very day, he maintains that he hasn't fallen off.
He still does it to this day.
Like a boss. Ooh, which I...
But still, to this very day, he maintains that he hasn't fallen off.
Do you feel like he predicted like what ended up happening with your rap career?
Nope.
No.
Because I'm still here. I'm
not saying that you're not like still fucking rich and successful. I just mean in terms of like, you know, I feel like there's so many parts of that era of rap where like people got fame so fast. They were so young. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that was some of the foresight that he was saying, not even necessarily about quote unquote falling off. You know what I mean?
That man was not listening to a single thing he was saying.
The hard thing for Pump to have done is to have been self-aware of his longevity. He should have known that he was a fad. The people that listened to him were teens, and they grew up and got tired of that SoundCloud era.
That man had, if I remember, he started a whole OnlyFans, bro.
Speaking of fads, there are some who believe that the current female rap wave we're in might not be sustainable. Often, these women...
Yeah. Who the hell is this? I'll be honest, I still haven't listened to Doechii.
And have a couple of hits and a whole host of buzz when they post online, but it often doesn't translate.
But for real, who the hell is that? She looks Sideshow Bob. That's insane.
Host of buzz when they...
The orange shirt don't help. I really thought they had just a random inmate on the screen. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's a Supreme shirt, but... I literally thought they just randomly, I think he just had a random inmate on the screen.
Post online, but it often doesn't translate to actual sales. And if you thought Coi Leray flopped, you ain't seen nothing yet. Exploding onto the scene with her
They did worse than Coi.
2017 debut single Icy Girl, it seemed entirely possible that Saweetie was going to emerge as a real star to watch for in the future. However, things have...
I'll be real with you, I don't know. I hate to say this, but other than Glorilla and Meg Thee Stallion, honestly, I ain't got much to say about female rap. I'm gonna be real with you.
Haven't exactly panned out that way. While she has had fleeting moments of relevance, such as tracks like My Type, Tap In, and Best Friend with Doja Cat, those have been increasingly scarce since that first buzz. In fact, the last time that she broached the Billboard chart was when she landed on there alongside her with the track Closer. The song was
I don't know that.
Originally slated for her debut album, but to date, it still hasn't emerged. And
Saweetie still hasn't dropped an album?
It's very possible that the failure of her next EP, November's The Single Life, might have had something to do with it. Despite her huge online following, the project only landed 2K first week sale.
They dead ass took the 12 and 12 million and dropped the 1 and threw him on a K.
In response, producers like Sunny Digital couldn't believe what they had seen. 13 million followers, hundreds of thousands of likes on all pictures, and the album sold less than 2,000 copies. That's crazy. The math ain't adding up.
That's the worst. Oh my God, that's the worst.
If I had millions of followers and my album sold 2K, I probably would just delete all my social media because y'all are lying to me.
Why did this nigga say this, bro?
He continued.
Why is he cooking her, bro?
Before I came up to give my opinion, I did listen to the album. I actually listened to everything that dropped that day, just out of curiosity to see what the competition was on.
Sunny Digital hasn't really, what's the last project Sunny Digital has really done? I don't know, Sunny. Sunny is definitely an icon. Sunny Digital. But like, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I would be tweeting that.
The whole thing had producer Hitmaker at a loss too, who believes that someone at Warner must have dropped the ball. Saweetie selling 2K is bad A&R vibes. Someone's supposed to tell you this ain't it. I also have issues with her having multiple platinum singles and not sticking with the same formula that got her there. Someone gotta get fired.
Jesus Christ, they really just talking about her like like she can't respond.
We know the internet can be merciless when someone has a very public failure.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't even want to think about the things they was tweeting at her.
And this was no exception, especially when people began to compare her to Glorilla, who had nearly 5 times less followers and still sold way more.
Why would you compare them though?
Glorilla, 2.5 million followers.
You want to hear something that's shocking, bro? I had no idea Glorilla. I didn't know Glorilla was this light skinned, bro. I'm so honest, bro. I'm being so for real. When I seen how light skinned she was, I was shocked. I said, huh? I was like, what?
5 times less followers and still sold way more.
Glorilla, 2.5 million followers. Sweetie, 13 million. Okay? They got roughly about the same songs.
Bro, I don't know why y'all keep bringing up the followers. You know why it's not that hard to figure out why Sweetie has 13 million followers, bro. Like, are we really gonna sit here and play stupid? Why do you think Saweetie might have 13 million followers but can only sell 2,000 copies, right? Because niggas just want to look at her. Thirsty, horny ass niggas. She's just pretty.
5 million followers. Sweetie, 13 million. Okay? They got roughly about the same songs on both of their projects. Glorilla, who was with less followers.
Saweetie was a way more popular influencer than she was an artist.
Does 30K first week on an EP. Sweetie, with 10 million extra followers, does 2K.
Even when she tried to defend herself, it totally backfired. I make music for pretty bitches. If you can't relate, I understand. Damn, I didn't know there were only 2,000 pretty bitches in the world.
Give me y'all opinion. I'm new to this. This nigga immediately started. Yo, I'm not mad at this, but this is crazy.
Man, that's savage. With only an EP to her name since, Saweetie hasn't exactly sorted things out. In fact, she is still fighting to be known as something other than Quavo's ex or the other girl on Best Friend with Doja Cat.
Yeah.
Why you do that to me?
Because I wanted to make sure it was you.
That's all I got?
No, that ain't all you got. But
you know, because I'm the icy girl. I was Mrs. McDonald's. I had a Mac campaign. I done broke some records.
I don't forgot about all of that. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. But I didn't forget about you being Quavo's ex. Hey, don't hate me. I'm not the one who labeled you.
Only time will tell if her long-awaited debut album, Pretty Bitch Music, can fare any better, but we wouldn't count on it. For Saweetie, it seems like she's just never been able to get out the starting gate, and is unfortunately just seen as eye candy by most of those people who follow her online.
Yeah.
But on other occasions, a flop can result from an entirely different set of circumstances, where someone who was once on finally finds that all their
I hate what happened to Fetty, bro. It's most of it wasn't even his fault, bro.
momentum has disappeared in the wind. And this is where you get stories like Fetty Wap's. Exploding out of New Jersey with singles like Trap Queen, Fetty was an unlikely star. However, his unique vocals and inherent talent for melody meant that his first album sold over 300,000 units at a time when those—
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Fetty was huge, bro. I don't think people realize just how huge this dude was. This dude was up there with Drake back in the day. Like, you gotta understand, this dude went from shooting videos in his trap house to being up there toe to toe with Drake and Young Money.
Those numbers would have still been very impressive from a legend of the game, never mind a novice. And at the time, he was savoring the superstar life that a #1 album will bring you.
Baby, it's the Zoo Gang, oh my.
I don't know, Sonny. Sonny is definitely an icon. Sonny Digital. But like, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I would be tweeting that.
The whole thing had producer Hitmaker at a loss too, who believes that someone at Warner must have dropped the ball. Saweetie selling 2K is bad A&R vibes. Someone's supposed to tell you this ain't it. I also have issues with her having multiple platinum singles and not sticking with the same formula that got her there. Someone gotta get fired.
Jesus Christ, they really just talking about her like like she can't respond.
We know the internet can be merciless when someone has a very public failure.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't even want to think about the things they was tweeting at her.
And this was no exception, especially when people began to compare her to Glorilla, who had nearly 5 times less followers and still sold way more.
Why would you compare them though?
Glorilla, 2.5 million followers.
You want to hear something that's shocking, bro? I had no idea Glorilla. I didn't know Glorilla was this light skinned, bro. I'm so honest, bro. I'm being so for real. When I seen how light skinned she was, I was shocked. I said, huh? I was like, what?
5 times less followers and still sold way more.
Glorilla, 2.5 million followers. Sweetie, 13 million. Okay? They got roughly about the same songs.
Bro, I don't know why y'all keep bringing up the followers. You know why it's not that hard to figure out why Sweetie has 13 million followers, bro. Like, are we really gonna sit here and play stupid? Why do you think Saweetie might have 13 million followers but can only sell 2,000 copies, right? Because niggas just want to look at her. Thirsty, horny ass niggas. She's just pretty.
5 million followers. Sweetie, 13 million. Okay? They got roughly about the same songs on both of their projects. Glorilla, who was with less followers.
Saweetie was a way more popular influencer than she was an artist.
Does 30K first week on the EP. Sweetie, with 10 million extra followers, does 2K.
Even when she tried to defend herself, it totally backfired. I make music for pretty bitches. If you can't relate, I understand. Damn, I didn't know there were only 2,000 pretty bitches in the world.
Give me y'all opinion. I'm new to this. This nigga immediately started. Yo, I'm not mad at this, but this is crazy.
Man, that's savage. With only an EP to her name since, Saweetie hasn't exactly sorted things out. In fact, she is still fighting to be known as something other than Quavo's ex or the other girl on Best Friend with Doja Cat.
Yeah.
Why you do that to me?
Because I wanted to make sure it was you.
That's all I got?
No, that ain't all you got. But
you know, because I'm the icy girl. I was Mrs. McDonald's. I had a Mac campaign. I done broke some records.
I don't forgot about all of that. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. But I didn't forget about you being Quavo's ex. Hey, don't hate me. I'm not the one who labeled you.
Only time will tell if her long-awaited debut album, Pretty Bitch Music, can fare any better, but we wouldn't count on it. For Saweetie, it seems like she's just never been able to get out the starting gate, and is unfortunately just seen as eye candy by most of those people who follow her online.
Yeah.
But on other occasions, a flop can result from an entirely different set of circumstances, where someone who was once on finally finds that all their
I hate what happened to Fetty, bro. It's most of it wasn't even his fault, bro.
momentum has disappeared in the wind. And this is where you get stories like Fetty Wap's. Exploding out of New Jersey with singles like Trap Queen, Fetty was an unlikely star. However, his unique vocals and inherent talent for melody meant that his first album sold over 300,000 units at a time when those—
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Fetty was huge, bro. I don't think people realize just how huge this dude was. This dude was up there with Drake back in the day. Like, you gotta understand, this dude went from shooting videos in his trap house to being up there toe to toe with Drake and Young Money.
Those numbers would have still been very impressive from a legend of the game, never mind a novice. And at the time, he was savoring the superstar life that a #1 album will bring you.
Baby, it's the Zoo Gang, oh my god.
This nigga.
Yo, it's the fucking Zoo!
Oh, brother.
But since then, it's felt like every little thing has gone south. After issues with his label 300 left him on the shelf, Fetty became aware that he was falling off in real time.
I know for a fact I was clearing 100,000 every day. Now, the day I woke up and I only made like 40,000, I'm like, some shit ain't right.
Yeah. See, and the thing is that Fetty knew really well that he was falling off. And like I said, the label was just, for some reason, the label just stopped messing with bro. I can't even explain it. Like, it don't make no sense.
Yeah, You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, 40,000, 40,000, 40,000, 30,000. Hey, we want to book Fetty for 50,000. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, okay. This is what time?
This is the end of 2017.
Okay.
And I'm just like, all right, it's happening. I'm like, this where shit start getting dark.
When asked about what happened, he claimed that there had been something that had gone wrong, but suggested there was a way out. Bad business managers, greed, and selfishness.
Like I said, bro, his whole team basically betrayed him.
But it's almost over. He wrote in the comment section of IG when someone asked why he fell off. I got rid of all that goofy shit around me. Now I can focus on the music, and I'm going the fuck up. Just watch.
He did not.
Sure enough, Fetty returned to the music world after that. But unfortunately, the albums The Butterfly Effect and King Zoo haven't charted whatsoever.
Dude, and I ain't gonna lie, bro, he had a couple bangers on King Zoo. The thing is that Fetty knew really well that he was falling off. And like I said, the label was just, for some reason, the label just stopped messing with bro. I can't even explain it. Like, it don't make no sense.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, 40,000, 40,000, 40,000, 30,000. Hey, we want to book Fetty for 50,000. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, okay. This is what time?
This is the end of 2017.
Okay.
And I'm just like, all right, it's happening. I'm like, this where shit start getting dark.
When asked about what happened, he claimed that there had been something that had gone wrong, but suggested there was a way out. Bad business managers, greed, and selfishness.
Like I said, bro, his whole team basically betrayed him.
But it's almost over. He wrote in the comment section of IG when someone asked why he fell off. I got rid of all that goofy shit around me. Now I can focus on the music, and I'm going the fuck up. Just watch.
He did not.
Sure enough, Fetty returned to the music world after that. But unfortunately, the albums The Butterfly Effect and King Zoo haven't charted whatsoever.
Dude, and I ain't gonna lie, bro, he had a couple bangers on King Zoo. You know what I'm saying? He had a couple of bangers on King Zoo. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
Scream, babe. You know what I mean, girl. Around, baby. Ooh, I'ma make you cry, baby. 17:30, we could just drink it straight. Even got Jersey plate, Girl, I love when you come my way. Got something to say. I want you to stay, I love when you ride, ooh. I love when you spin around and keep that dick inside, ooh. Looking in your eyes, you look back at mine. I'm with you, let's keep this vibe,
Like, this was a bop. I don't care, bro. This hit, bro.
If you told someone in 2015 that this would happen to Fetty, I promise you that they would not believe you. No. But that's only one side of the story. Once the money dried up, Fetty revered back to hustling, and at the moment, he's serving a 6-year sentence for drug running. As a result, his journey is seen as a sad example of what happens when careers go wrong.
This whole story is sad.
Yeah.
Like, dog, he
you
did
ain't
it.
supposed to have as many hits as he got.
He did it.
Yeah. No, he did it.
He did it. Like, he beat the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
He made it out just to get forced to go right back. Like, it wasn't even anything on his part. He just so happened to put his trust into the wrong people, bro. Like, and it's so sad. Then that stuff with his daughter and everything. Like, come on, bro.
Got dragged back in. That's crazy to me.
In Fetty's case, he represents a rare occasion when an artist has reached the summit of the game, only for flopping projects to lead him back in the opposite direction.
I can't speak for others. I know Fetty Wap the rapper, you know. Yeah. I don't know no drug dealing, you know, like that. But of course, I see a lot with local rappers, and you know, especially with local rappers, you know, because once you spend all your money and you got to go back to what you know. I see a lot of happen with. I see it more happen with artists that's not at the top, that haven't been to the top, than rappers who would have been up there. I ain't never really seen it with rappers who already up there.
Literally, like, they got so down on his luck that he had to go back to trapping, bro.
Then go back all the way to the streets, you know, like heavy in the game.
On the subject of the top of the game, we have none other than Jack Harlow.
Oh my God, bro.
Now, you might be thinking he's a funny addition to this list. After all,
Stop mind reading me.
He's a superstar, right? Well, in truth, young Harleezy might be famous, but he's never really delivered on the charts the way his label nor he likely ever expected.
Harleezy.
After putting years in on the grind as a teenager, Jack Harlow found his success when he linked up with DJ Drama and Don Cannon's Generation Now label. After hits like What's Poppin' and Tyler Hero, he was looked at as hip-hop's next great commercial star, particularly with movie roles lining up and an adoring female audience who decided he was a Riz master.
Oh, brother.
See you in there.
Can't wait. Love you. Bye.
Love ya.
Combine all that with the runaway success that the track First Class.
Look, I'm telling you, it rarely happens, but when the hip hop community endorses a little bit of vanilla, bro, that trust me, it's some of that French vanilla. It's some of that good shit.
Which sampled Fergie's Glamorous. He looked like he could really be the one.
I couldn't stand that song. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. I went to Vegas and they would play it non-stop. Oh my god, bro. I got sick of that song, dude.
Even started to believe it himself. Being number one is what made M so hard. He was in the dog pile, Harlow said. I want to be the face of my shit, like the face of my generation for the next 10 years. We need more people in my generation that are trying to be the best. And you can't do that with just ear candy, vibe records. You gotta come out swinging sometimes. It looked like he was set to be,
that's right,
proud with the release of his second album, Come Home, The Kids Miss You. It pretty much seemed like the whole world was behind him too, with Lil Durk remarking that he told Jack Harlow a couple days ago he gonna do 200K first week. With its all-star cast of collaborators including Drake, Pharrell, Justin Timberlake, Lil Wayne.
What?
And a whole bunch of other legends.
I heard Churchill's Downs was like the only good song on that mug.
Jack,
I didn't know he had Pharrell on it.
Built this to be the record that would define his artistry.
You'll be able to hear a big difference between this one and the last one because I'm so involved in the production and, you know, the arrangements and the sound selection, the chord choices. Like, I just had my hands all over this. I think I was picking some beats out of packs on the last project. You know, I would get a beat and that would be the finished product. This time, everything was cooked from scratch. I wrote so many of the records while the beat was being made in front of me. It was just everything kind of came from this ground up situation.
But when it dropped, it seriously failed to ignite imaginations the way he imagined. Originally expected to sell around 180 to 200K, it ended up selling around 110, comfortably handing the #1 spot to Bad Bunny's Un Verano Sin Ti.
I mean, but you're going up against, damn, 2.9? God. That just made me shut up. What? That was like a flashbang, bro. I was gonna say it's not. That's, you know, losing to Bad Bunny is not like the worst thing in the world, bro. Cause that's like literally all of Latin America behind that, bro. Like yeah.
Comfortably handing the #1 spot to Bad Bunny's Un Verano Sin Ti. Meanwhile, the reviews were brutal, with
that's Jesus Christ.
The album being savage for its lack of originality and surprising depth of personality. Although he sold 110K, it still felt like an L in relative terms.
Yeah.
And it's one that he's been trying to regroup from ever since. Not given the green light to go and be the megastar in the way that he hoped, Jack then tried to tap back into his roots with the 2023 follow-up of Jackman. This time, there were no big names or blockbuster singles, just bars. And it only sold 33K. And although it was meant...
Damn, I mean, that's not that bad, but Jesus. I don't think I heard a single song off of that album.
To prove that he was still invested in his craft, all it really did was confuse people.
I think the demo for Jack Harlow is 15 to 33. The fuck is he doing here? Yeah, that's why this is weird to me. Because he just sold way too many records and they put way too much money in him just now. And he did all right.
This feels like it's trying to be his rapper album.
I don't know, but I know you have to spend money to get a return. And this is silent. This is quiet. So I would be interested to see. This sound like less than 30,000 copies.
Sure enough, Joe was actually right on that occasion. Now, Jack has bounced back upon his latest single, Lovin' On Me. And for almost a year, he remained silent. Another rapper who remained silent for the most...
Oh my God, I forgot about Polo G. Jesus.
Most part,
Polo G and Lil Baby, bro.
Is Polo G, who just so happens to be the next entry on our list. Bigs up to be one of the biggest artists out of Chicago for the newer generation. Polo G has made countless smash hits over the years, including songs like Rap Star, Go Stupid, and Finer Things. And
I ain't gonna lie, to me, Polo G is hit or miss. Like, I wasn't the biggest Polo G fan, but I did like the one he had with like the 3-headed goat thing.
While his rise in the game has come with his fair share of controversies, his albums always sold surprisingly well. From debuting with 38,000 first-week sales for Die a Legend to 99,000 for The GOAT, and then peaking at a massive 143,000
Hall of Fame was going crazy, bro.
Units for Hall of Fame, it seemed like his sales were only destined to keep climbing higher and higher. However, after an extensive 3-year hiatus, his latest album, The Hood Poet, was his worst-selling project to date. Despite being packed with A-list features such as Kid Laroi, Lil Durk, Glorilla, and Future, and even the use of the good old "I might retire after this one" marketing gimmick, his album came and went, and only sold 24,000 units in his...
What? How you go from, you can't see, this is the issue, bro. You can't take no break while you still at your peak, bro. Roddy Ricch did the same thing. Just because you have a smash hit album don't mean you get to take a break, bro. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going album for album, bro. You can't stop, bro. If not an album, you gotta at least drop a couple of singles.
First week. It's pretty clear that a few outside factors may have pulled his focus. For one, his brother Trench Baby is currently facing serious legal troubles, including being charged with murder.
I ain't know that, Jesus.
On top of that, Polo G himself was involved in legal troubles that prevented him from dropping.
Like, cause what happened recently with your the Hood Poet was supposed to release and it didn't release?
Yeah.
Well,
I end up...
That was because you went through some shit, right?
Yeah, I end up going through some, like a little situation, you know, and that just caused me to push my album back. I actually, too, like, I just wasn't feeling like the time was right no more. Like, with everything that I had going on, I wanted it to be like a smooth rollout, like something that I was used to.
He was also recently arrested in LA for weapon possession.
Jesus.
Which further added even more distractions to the mix. Plus, the music itself was pretty ordinary and didn't offer anything new or exciting. It was more of the same, and that likely left fans disinterested, tired of hearing the same old sound without any fresh twists.
But I feel like we've already experienced this Polo before. We've already experienced this style. We kind of already got peak Polo years ago. So it's like, how much more Polo can we get that we haven't already heard?
Now, Polo is on record saying he'll never do another long hiatus in between albums again, which shows he realized the negative effect it had.
You have to have a different type of movement, like a different type of motion to pull off a multi-year long hiatus. You know, you gotta be in the discussion of being greatest of all time to be able to pull off a multi-year hiatus. You know what I'm saying? If Frank Ocean were to come back and drop an album, like, I don't know how long his last album been. Niggas are just fiending for a feature, bro. But that's because Frank Ocean had a different type of wave. You know what I'm saying? Him and Roddy Ricch did the same exact thing, bro. They had a smash hit album, had extreme momentum, and then went on a hiatus. And you killed all that momentum, bro. You crashed the car. You can't do that.
I'm definitely not gonna ever do this 2-year break shit ever again in my life, though.
Factors like these, alongside with his transition to a more sober lifestyle, could have played a role in Polo G's disastrous album rollout. At the moment, he and his team are likely doing everything they could to avoid another flop. Because, as this list should have taught you, the stain often stays around, and eventually, it might even define your career if it's dramatic enough that the whole world hears of it. And if you want to hear more about...
I love this video. This was a long reaction too. Jesus, I wasn't expecting it to be this long. Yeah, man, I don't want to see Polo flop, but bro, you know what I mean? He knows. You have to have a different type of motion, a different type of longevity, a different type of imprint in the rap scene to pull off a multi-year long hiatus. But pretty much everybody, I want to say everybody except maybe Fetty, like, did this to themselves. Real talk, for real. You know what I mean? It's sad to see, for real, but it is what it is sometimes. Yeah, good video, Louaista. I think that's how he said it. All right, bro.